Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a heavy question for you to consider. How would you feel if you found out that you had unintentionally caused somebody to go to the hospital or even die? I know that is a heavy question. I know that comes with a lot of possibly guilt and shame, and I don't want that to necessarily be the thing that you focus on today. But consider that question, like really, consider it. What would you feel? What would you say? What would you do? I know that the whole rhetoric around wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, that has been a huge topic of debate and sometimes anger, and I just wanted to approach it in possibly a different way than maybe you've seen before. Part of the problem with the whole mask wearing thing is originally, back in maybe January, February of 2020, I remember hearing things from professionals, medical professionals, saying that you should not wear a mask because you don't know how to wear them properly, so don't bother. And that was kind of like our introduction to coronavirus, at least in the US. At least for me, that's what I was hearing a lot. And then it seemed like we kind of turned the tables, and now we've really gone full force into encouraging the use and wearing of masks properly and, according to guidelines. First of all, disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, so none of this is medical advice. This is me trying to point you into, first of all, to the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. I encourage you to look at their website, to look at the resources that they have. I can't give you that advice, but I can strongly encourage you to look to them for kind of your source of truth in this crazy, war of opinions, and consider what research is starting to tell us. Now, if you access the website, I'm actually going to put a link in the description to the page that I've looked to for information. At least as of July 16th, which is what it says when it was last updated when I accessed that webpage, today, as of recording, July 23rd, 2020, it strongly encourages all of us to wear a mask when we're in public and not able to abide by all of the other social distancing guidelines, such as staying, without 6 feet of other people. And if you're in close quarters with somebody, you should both be wearing masks, particularly if they don't live in your household. Obviously, that is a different situation. It kind of seems like, oh yeah, you wear masks to protect yourself, right? You want to protect yourself from being infected. But apparently the research is kind of showing that that's not necessarily a foolproof case. You can still be infected with the coronavirus, even if you're the one wearing the mask, and being safe and cautious, as best you can. But if you somehow come in contact with somebody, there's still a chance that some of their breath particles can get into you and infect you with coronavirus. That's why masks are really about you saving other people from being infected with the coronavirus. If you are asymptomatic, which means that you don't show any symptoms even though you have it, you are therefore a carrier and a danger to other people, but you may not even know it. There's also the fact that you can be infected with something but not have symptoms for who knows how long, a couple of days, couple of hours, who knows. I can't give you that data, but I can say that you can still infect people when you haven't quite reached the point of seeing those symptoms in yourself. So yes, if you're coughing, if you have a fever, obviously you should stay away from people, and you need to be tested. But there's still a chance that prior to those symptoms, you could have infected a lot of people if you're not wearing a mask. And that's the whole point. The mask is really a show of courage that you're willing to sacrifice your inconvenience to save somebody else's life. And that's really what it comes down to, at least as far as I'm concerned. I have MS, and so that puts me in the high risk category. And I do feel a little bit threatened when I see people who are approaching me who are not abiding by guidelines. Like if I had to go to the store to get my groceries, obviously I'm doing everything I can to stay at home, order things curbside and that kind of a thing. But if I'm walking to get my mail, there's people walking on the street, and they don't always abide by those same standards, and so I have to go out of my way to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. So part of the problem that we see with these masks, the debate, is that we're talking about numbers and statistics sometimes, and we talk about, oh, if there's only, a 5% death rate, that's not too bad. That's not, 25%. That's not crazy, right? So what does that even mean to me, though? Like, numbers, they don't mean anything. So we've got to find a way to turn it around and turn these numbers into people. What if the kid down the street that you always wave to when you're, going out to work, prior to the quarantine, maybe you always say hi and you watch, she says hi back and plays with her trike. What if she was the one who died as a result of the coronavirus? What if it was your spouse? What if it was your friend? The statistics, can seem like it could be just some random person out miles away from you. But the truth is that the coronavirus can affect you and people around you, and it's not worth the risk. So my real invitation to you today is to consider your options, do your research, and find out for yourself what is the right course of action for you. So the one thing that I really want to drive home is that, yes, our actions can have serious impact for people that surround us, especially people that we don't even know, especially in these circumstances. And so I wanted to leave you with a question that you can ask yourself. You can ask every time you see somebody on the street, somebody that you don't know. Ask yourself, is their life worth my inconvenience? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Think about it, and I hope that you'll stay safe, and I'll see you around on the next video.